classic TV facts and trivia. Appreciate you stopping by today's video. Child star Larry Mathews shares behind-the-scenes stories from the Dick Van Dyke Show. Larry Mathews was just 5 years old when he secured the role of his lifetime, playing opposite Dick Van Dyke and Mary Tyler Moore as their on-screen son Ritchie on the Dick Van Dyke Show, which aired from '61 to '66. Growing up in a strict Sicilian Catholic family, Mathews, the sixth of 7 children, is one of very few who can say he spent his childhood working with comic geniuses like Van Dyke, Moore, Carl Reiner, Maury Amsterdam, Jerry Paris, and Rose Marie. Here Mathews talks about his memories on the set, including his enduring love and respect for his on-screen family. On the memories that still stick with him regarding the first meeting of Dick Van Dyke, the basic memory that I have, or the impression I say that was put upon me, was just how natural and at ease and how welcome he made me feel. It was easy to play the part of his son because he made it feel like you were his son because he's a brilliant performer. Does he remember a time laughing hard over something Dick did or something that happened on the set? So there were several. I do remember fighting back laughs, having to bite the inside of my lip because that was going on was so funny. It was the episode, A Nice Friendly Game of Cards, all those antics going back and forth on the table. A very touching in particular, a heavy episode for a child was Never Name a Duck, where Ritchie learns from Rob what it really means to love someone. How does he remember that? A scene where Rob comes into Ritchie's bedroom when Ritchie's packing to run away is a very dramatic scene. Ritchie was very sad, and the script called for Ritchie to be in tears and cry. I remember I went to my mother and I said, "How do I do this?" She told me to talk to Sheldon Leonard, our executive producer. We were literally behind the set of the door where Rob comes into the Ritchie's room, and he knelt down in front of me, took me in his arms, or took me by the arms, and proceeded to tell me this horribly, horribly traffic story of his dog, who was his favorite thing in the world, and how the dog got killed by a car. It was horrible. In 2 minutes, I was bawling, and then basically they said, "Okay, go on stage." I went on stage, and we did that scene. I think later I found out that he didn't have a dog or whatever. It worked. And one of just a handful of episodes that were filmed without a studio audience included Happy Birthday and to many more. This was the first episode filmed following President JFK's assassination. What was the day on the set like when you found out about Kennedy's death? And he said, I remember it vividly, honestly, like it was yesterday. I think we were rehearsing without all the kids in the episode. Ritchie invites 63 kids from his school for his 8th birthday, and Carl came in and said, "Everybody stop, just stop everything." We were all like, "What?" And he goes, "The president's just been assassinated." The silence was deafening. Basically, everyone gathered in the Petrie living room, and Carl turned on the prop radio, which we had just had in the back of the set. We basically listened to Walter Cronkite's newscast of the assassination. And then Carl told everyone to go home. "We're done. We're going to shut it down. We'll pick it up next week. Everybody needs to go." And that's what we did, and we picked it up next week. And I thought this was kind of neat. There was more, and I can share it with you if you want. I just thought the part where he had to cry, and Sheldon Leonard told him the story about the dog, his dog. I'm pretty sure that came from Ron Howard. When Ron Howard had to cry on Andy Griffith's show on Opie the Birdman, his motivation was a dog that he had that got hit by a car and died. And that's how he cried on set. I'm betting you Sheldon Leonard took that and gave it to, and told it to Larry Mathews. I bet you money. Anyway, all I got for you guys. Hope you enjoyed this. Please don't forget to subscribe. Please like this video. I'd appreciate it. You have a great day. God bless you. And I'm praying for you.